Let's get cracking!
Welcome back, everybody, here to your coverage of the D2CL, our final game of this evening, and I will be your host for it, Toby1, bring your English coverage right here from our Join Dota studio. Let's get ourselves straight into the game. You know, we've got Na'Vi going up against NextKZ, or Next League. They're labeled up right now, and, well, we're already basically into our first set of bans and picks, so let's bring in my co-caster so we can understand them a bit better, and that is Ryu from the American scene. Welcome to the broadcast, man.
Once again, we'll see what's going to happen. I think last game is probably one of the best games all night, even though it was kind of, I don't want to say it was one-sided, but they just kind of snowballed out of control just a little bit, Na'Vi. But NextKZ, what happened? What happened?
You didn't
Toby's
realize.
going crazy, guys.
You know, you didn't realize.
You're crazy?
No.
I knew that already.
They snowballed out of control?
I'm so good. I didn't even know it. Okay, that actually went over my head, too. I'm so bad.
Oh, jokes so legendary, they were unintentional.
Oh my goodness. All right, I'm going to go retire. Hold on. Let me go.
Aren't you already retired?
I'm going to hang myself real quickly. Oh my god.
Aren't you retired? Didn't you leave E-Hug? Didn't you?
I'm going to retire now from casting. No.
Go back to being a competitive player. How many times can you retire? Let's ask HY. Into the game we go, though. Templar Assassin picks up from Na'Vi. So I was initially thinking maybe we could be seeing a Dendi Batrider, but in this case, with the TA pickup, it's pushing Dendi in towards the middle lanes to TA, and we get ourselves a Funnick Batrider. Going to be a risky time as a Batrider when you're going up against both VS as well as Nyx Assassin. Probably two of the best counters up against a Batrider in the game.
I agree wholeheartedly with your statement there, Toby.
Thank you.
But
I feel assured.
No, it's all right. I really do love Venge and Nyx Assassin. I feel like Nyx Assassin's one of the best heroes to deal with Batrider. Also a Yule Scepter. I love people who go Yules to counter Batrider, but well, all you need is a BKB sometimes, and then it counteracts it. So, Nyx Assassin, Vengeful Spirit. I don't know about the Venge. I'm not sold on the Venge picks so far. They haven't been really. Well, it worked out last game, but you saw Puppy. He was. I saw your tweet. He was. Shout out to the 0-11 Puppy, half the Malk Award.
I couldn't help but do it because I'm like sitting there at the end. I'm like, I haven't made any kind of reference to this, so it needs its own little tweet out. But yeah, Puppy entered this Vengeful Spirit game as 0-11-21. But every single time he died, it was worth it.
It was Dendi's fault. We'll blame Dendi.
Well,
he swapped him at least 3 or 4 times.
Oh, he swapped Dendi. He swapped Funnick a bit too. And he swapped actually Havorst a hell of a lot during that game. I think he only ended up swapping Kuro once, and that was so they could buy more space to get a kill. That was it. That was really just it.
It's a pretty good strategy if you think about it. You swap, instantly die. They're having the debuff on the aura, so not doing as much DPS with their right clicks. It could be a legitimate strategy. Just tactical feed, Toby. Come on.
It's legit, man. The new Venomancer is now VS. But in this case, though, like you kill her off and you take her aura negatively onto the Na'Vi lineup. That's actually going to hurt him a little bit more. But then, are you really going to care when you've got Refraction on Templar Assassin?
No, you have Refraction plus Meld, which is armor-based, and that's... you're not going to be doing anything. And I always like Na'Vi's lineups normally because they always pick smart when they're on the dire side. Like, they always pick a TA, they always pick some hero that or invoker, or something that can always just get Roshan relatively fast, within the 8 to 15 minute mark, and then you just get a lot of tower and map control from then on there, and it's just nice to see that they utilize it better. So
I'm still waiting for the jungle Ursa to come out from Puppy.
Jungle Ursa?
Yep.
I'm still waiting for Ursa plus Skeleton King.
It's enough, dude. It's enough. You can move so quickly through the camps with just Ursa and Skeleton King. Like, your farm rate would be crazy. And then you kind of, like, screw yourself up, though, with ganking. Because they both need to have Blink Daggers to work. That's your major downside.
And their mana sucks, too, a little bit. And they
that's
definitely
that's
they even need to
doable.
set up Sun for sure.
That's
Like a
doable.
Shadow Demon or a Rubik or something.
Just get yourself a Ring of Basilius. You'll be fine. Having the two of them run around. You only need
Holding
like
hands.
you only need like 2 clarities, and then you're good to go. You'll be fine. That's not a problem. Viper selection from NextKZ, so they're looking for something that can battle the Templar Assassin in the middle lane. I'd almost be tempted in this game for Na'Vi to switch a Vorst into the Templar Assassin role. I know it's a little bit more unconventional, but they could give her a crack. For the main reason of just making the lane a lot easier for the Templar Assassin, so his transition is a lot better too. And then like they pick up the Visage, so they got the easy pulls on the top, get to the spirits later on as well. And it's also not something which is going to really cause problems inside the Na'Vi jungle, because if Batrider has a really bad time in the offlane, which he will with both VS and Crystal Maiden going up against him, he'll have to abandon to the jungle. So it's just stacks and farms, get that Blink Dagger up and running, and then gank middle lane. Well, NextKZ, they got a wonderful lineup. They got Nyx Assassin, they got attacking, yes, Ranger. VS as well as Crystal Maiden. That's a lot of stuns. That's a lot of controls coming out from NextKZ. Their lineup is really wonderful for fighting. The problem is though, when you get a hero like a Drow Ranger and you have a Crystal Maiden and a VS on the field, if you're able to just get one gust at a high level on CM and VS, you'll kill them before they become like unsilenced. That's the major problem right now for NextKZ.
I'm curious to see if it's Drow versus Viper mid now too, Toby, like you said. Because TA versus Viper, I've played that matchup a ton of times, and you're not going to be doing well at all with TA. You're basically forced into the jungle unless you get a support. And when you have a Visage support, you're not going to be getting that much help, I feel like. Unless they pick up a last hero, that could really help. Also, CM and Venge could roam relatively well too. And Viper versus Drow, I'm still thinking about it in my head. Middle lane, who wins that? I think Viper still wins it, but both of the orb walking from both teams, both of them is kind of annoying.
Navi's turn to ban.
Sorry, I'm just have to make a public statement that my Drow Ranger is being played. Done.
Done. I mean, it's a really good lineup to do it. And you have a Visage who's just going to be going crazy, plus a TA.
They did change the way that it interacts, like the Visage and the Drow Ranger aura now. But when you actually trigger her aura, those birds get really damn powerful. Like, the pushing potential from that is just ridiculous. I think
always have nice split push and pick offs Na'Vi. So it's, I mean, I'm liking their lineup a lot. It just depends on what they can do next K, I feel, with their early game roam and this Nyx Assassin roam. It's going to be on that a lot. They need to apply a lot of pressure to this. It's kind of greedy with the Drow plus TA, but at the same time, it's kind of not, because are they going to go aggressive now?
How is Na'Vi really meant to control that? Actually, no, it's as long as Drow, again, it comes down to this silence again. They need to have another controller. They almost basically need to have a Bane, but he was banned out. And the Rubik was also banned out. They need a controlling hero now. Like, a Witch Doctor stun won't be enough, because that won't control enough of, that won't control the Slark directly.
I like Witch Doctor. I don't think Sanking's too greedy. You already have a Batrider jungle. Yeah, hero's not good. Rubik, like you said, Bane's already... Oh, instead of the Earthshaker.
That'll work.
Oh, I was close. Not really. I wasn't going to say Earthshaker.
I was in the general ballpark. It was Northern Hemisphere ballpark.
I was searching on the wrong side of the river.
Well, for now, man, they moved themselves out, and it will be a Vorst taking up my lovely Lady North. So that's onto the Drow Ranger. Denny will be the Templar Assassin, Funnick Batrider, Poppy as the Earthshaker, and Kuro as the Visage. So everything's standard across there. One thing a little bit unstandard is the fact that NextKZ have already smoked up while they're inside their base, and they're not going as 5 while doing that.
That is the weirdest thing I've ever seen.
Really? I've seen some weird shit, man.
No, I've seen level 1 TPs to the dire side, level 1 Roshan.
No, see, that's normal, man. That's Alliance.
That's amazing stuff.
That's only ever happened, like... Actually, no.
Once. Twice. I've seen it twice.
It was twice because it happened during the Staff Cup.
I think maybe 3 times then. Well, there was another team that did it with... Oh yeah, well we did it the other day I think with Enigma plus Fury Enemy fought for 5-6 minutes at push. That was amazing.
Some early damage on him. He's going to be careful.
Oh.
Drow Ranger is not the healthiest of heroes in the early stages of the game.
I think Ice Frog needs a buff, Earthshaker. Just buff his mana. Like, why can he not do 2 stomps? He just needs a little bit buff. Just a little bit. And then I think he'll be picked up a lot more.
Really, he massively nerfed him in the last game. In the last patch. Like, the way they changed the interaction with the Fissure. Yeah. This is actually now the second time or maybe even the third time I've had an Earthshaker game since the new patch. And every time you've sat there questioning, going, why? It doesn't do as much anymore with this rotation. It's more of a safety thing to make sure that Dro, TA, Visage, and Batrider all just get to their point. It's the sacrificial. It's a sacrificial hero. Starcat also made the very wisest choice he could have. Getting the PMS up on this top lane, it would be the only way he could stay close enough to get experience and not die up against the Drow Ranger.
It's kind of unfortunate now this is going to be blocked off twice. Funnick got a images bottom, so it's not looking too good for the pool's bottom, and Funnick might be able to get something. Dark pack, dark level up, dark. No, Essence Shift. Well, if Batrider plays too aggressive, he's going to go down, I feel, still.
I'm looking more towards Manus, man. You want someone playing aggressive? That's not even him playing aggressive. That entire time, Denny was basically working the arc, trying to use these side blades to take out the life points of Mantis. And doing a damn
I didn't
good
agree
job
with Mantis going the corrosive skin level 1. That was, I feel, not a. Yeah, I think it's really bad to do that because you're gonna doing a lot more damage with your Nether Toxin and your poison attack. He's just giving Dendi. He's still having a hard time, but he could be having a harder time.
Well, now he's got 1 up and everything, so Denny's hard time has begun. But it's only 10 seconds until the new rune's going to spawn, so Denny can just force out this middle lane, keep Mantis there, and then go for a rune check. So rune is going to be on top, and it's an invis rune. And that will all belong to Puppy. He'll take it before Starcat. Did Starcat get some vision? I think he got vision the fact that Puppy grabbed it. But Puppy also saw him coming down. But if he can get a fissure block on Mantis and hold him in with Dendi, I'm not going to say they can get a kill yet because Dendi needs a point up in Meld before they can really get him.
Probably does need Meld Strike to get a kill. Bottom lane, though. They might be able to get something done on the Venge. Is Funnick level 2? Yes, he's level 3, actually. And Nyx Assassin's almost level 3. So, mid lane, though. Dendi could go down if Reeves actually comes in.
Problem is he's still got to get close enough to reach him, and is there a sentry? Yeah, actually, yeah, there is sentry wards over on Reeves. They did find Lucky. Puppy Invis Rune's now going to wear off, and Lucky's going to realize it. Instantly stuns over on him. And Funnick, he can't chase it down any further. But what he might be just searching for is just to leech out this experience. So, yep, Fireflied up, and he actually ends up blocking up. If he's gonna take the creep camps over to the side too. Lucky doesn't want to get hit by this. He needs his mana regeneration. He saved his clarity time. Top lane. Okay, Avos is too busy farming. Kuro just zones out the Nyx Assassin a little bit with Grave Chill. But they got double slows on this top lane, so Spy Carapace is like the only thing that can save Starcat once he's double slowed.
I'm just surprised Dendi is doing better in this middle lane than I think he should be. But like you said, this ward has now been dropped and they're not going to be getting any stacks. And it's going to be hurting them a lot because they need these stacks to get ahead. But the only bad thing is Puppy's only level 1 right now. He's still roaming around.
It's the price of the Earthshaker, man. It really is the price of the Earthshaker. Like, well, you get a hero like this and you got no other like secondary thing. You must find kills with this. And now Reeves, well, he can frostbite up Puppy, but then with a fissure block, he takes the regeneration rune. But this will probably be first blood. There's enough slow here to make sure Puppy can't run away. So first blood spilled by the Viper. Some really good money coming in for him. And some much needed money too. Like, I know he's still level with the Templar Assassin, but he needs the upper hand up against Dendi before Roshan becomes a potential target for Navi. And also before Drow Ranger really comes she's getting close to level 6.
No.
No, he's fine. They have to dive pretty deep onto the tower to kill him off there. Not to mention they're already pretty well napalmed up.
Just use your dark bag. Go up.
Actually, they're going to get this kill. Fissure.
Oh.
It's going to hit him. Yeah, Funnick!
Oh, no.
The bounce goes the wrong way.
I think what the fuck I messed up there a little bit. Just a little bit. Could have turned on him. Just pop your magic once. He wasn't even in tower range, but... Well, the Viper's on his way to a mechanism now, and once they have that, maybe they'll be able to tempo control the game better. Because they have a lot of pick-off potential with the Slark, Nyx, and through ganks. I just hope they use it. Especially... Havos got his phase, so... Havos is going to be taking a lot of damage. He's only at 663 HP. And
Dendy, he's in a little bit more trouble in the mid. Mantis actually started the ulti off, but he couldn't see him. They dropped the sentry wall behind the tower, but now with the Fidget connecting and Funnick rotating in, Batrider will take the kill. Puppey coming at the perfect time for the fissure, and there's those levels we're talking about to finally arrive. And Denny's bottle will bring him back up to basically 3/4 life points. But Funnick's got to wait another 30 seconds before he can get this camp down. But on the bright side, he can just stack it. So they can actually do some extra double stacks here, or triple stacks, or yeah, that'll be a triple stack. And Funnick with the kill, going to bring him closer towards that blink dagger.
Well, nice rotation by NextKZ, but they play way too aggressive. Navi always rotates, it feels like, and you can't play that aggressive. But the rune is going to go towards NextKZ, 6 minutes to haste. They can maybe get a kill middle, but they already saw what happened to them last time. They might not want to get burned again there, so they're thinking about it.
Be a little bit more defensive on it. Earthshaker does TP towards the bottom lane, and you're seeing how far he's staying back. It's out of range of the pounce, but still close enough to pick up the experience, which right now to this Earthshaker is the only thing that's important to him. Maybe at some point, picking up boots would be nice for Puppey. Small little thing. But he also knows that Drow Ranger is going to make all the space in the world for him. And in fact, now Drow Ranger, for some reason, he's sharing experience with Funnick. But Drow Ranger is about to crack level 6, and there it is. So we finally get the ulti up from Drow Ranger, so she is finally a lot more useful in this game.
This whole jungle is cleared out, Toby. Holy cow.
Yeah.
That's 6 minutes in.
That was Funnick. That was Funnick just fireflying, dude.
I know, but even the small camp, even the safe camp, I'm at the big camp by there, like everything was cleared out. That was a nice usage there. I mean, they're going to need TA to be using the jungle more, because I think unless they're going to have Puppey sitting behind Denny the whole time middle, I don't think TA can stay mid anymore against the Viper. I mean, what can they really need the bat and brighter with the blink before they can actually deal with the Viper. Well, they have TA traps and slows plus ES stun. Maybe they could get something.
When familiars are there, it'll be enough. But dude, that's I'm in this position again where I'm gonna feel like a Na'Vi fanboy, because I'm just like, Na'Vi have just so much killing potential into the mid game, and their transition is just so great that I'm really concerned that this Nyx assassin will achieve nothing. Like, he's walking around with Vendetta right now. I kind of almost want to say for NextKZ, Stourcat, buy yourself a TP scroll, go to another lane, gank somebody. Find someone inside the enemy jungle, use your Vendetta and find these kills. Because if they just sit back and passively farm this up, Na'Vi's going to walk over them. But if they can get out there, they can gank with the Slark. How far away from his Shadow Blade is he? He's got 1,200 gold right now. But if you're able to get these items up and running, you should be able to start ganking up pretty hard on the Na'Vi players.
I agree. I think he should go Shadow Blade. He might go Blink Dagger just because that's the flavor of the month, it feels. Which I still don't agree. I've already told you this. But I don't think the Nyx Assassin has to rotate too much until he gets his mana boots. He's 800 off of that, and then he can rotate. Else, rotating with the Nyx Assassin who has no mana boots, it's underwhelming. But if he gets that, they might be able to do some pickoffs like you said. I feel like they're just going to be hovering in this jungle, though, until Funnick gets his Batrider. So maybe they can put pressure on either bottom or mid and just have somebody rotate like Venge or Crystal Maiden top and get EXP. That's what I would do.
Well, we'll find out what they're going to do now as we finally get Stourcat back into the game. Says we're good to go as well, so we can stop this infernal pause and get ourselves into it.
Game.
Yeah.
Guessing game.
No more hypotheticals. We already did a lot of those earlier tonight.
I spy with my little eye Come on, Toby, let's do this.
Really?
Have you ever played I Spy in Dota?
I Spy with my little eye something beginning with T.
Trees?
Nope. That's the obvious one, dude.
I know. I just had to say it.
Such the obvious one. You'd never do that.
Alright, it's Templar Assassin.
It's not Templar Assassin. That's 2 words.
Well,
You can only, you know, you gotta know the rules of I Spy, man. You could only give 1-word things.
well, Kuroki's gonna die. I'm just gonna get back to the game.
Move on to it. Vendetta hit with a follow-up stun and Frostbite, guaranteed damage. Wave of Terror even being committed to that one. And there's nothing a Divorce could do. Surprised that the Divorce went in for Phase Boots. Actually, in a way, I'm not really as surprised. Because Phase Boots at least let you keep your distance and you're guaranteed to keep your distance.
He's going for a Midas, too.
What, Midas and Phase Boots? Wow, bring on the greed. To actually get the Phase Boost before you pick up the Midas too. It's the right thing to do because you need your level 11. That's the primary thing you need. Your money will come in time, but you need level 11 so you can kick into the mid game. And if you can get to level 16 even faster, go for it. But it's got to basically be lifesteal after getting that hand of Midas. Because he can't survive on 700 life points. That's why like treads is normally the way to go. So you don't have this very, very fragile Drow Ranger.
I feel like NextKZ are still doing fine. Like you said, the Shadow Blade will be picked up on Slark, thank goodness. And Funnick went to the enemy jungle and just let Puppy stack and Havos farm too. So this is nice. They're getting a lot out of the map actually with this play. But Viper's got his mech and
Funnick,
200 gold.
Trouble for him. Frostbite's on him, and he's trying to just sticky Napalm Reeves once so he can't keep up with him. And now Dendy can turn. TA trap. He triggers it just a little bit later, waited for it, and now melted into Reeves. And sticky Napalm. Funnick, he's so low on life. Starcat just came through and took his life away from him, and now gets the follow-ups on Dendy, who's TPing out because there's no other stun to stop him. Smart play, and Lucky could not reach him in time to get the magic missile off. So it ends up being a 1-for-1 trade. Not the greatest in the world, but it's a double Midas kicking in for Na'Vi on both Dro and TA.
That's not looking good. They need to group up as 5 or 4 or something. I think 4. And try to take a tower. But they really can't until Slark gets some DPS. They have nothing to take these towers. And because of this, they're going to be able to play so greedy on Na'Vi. Because they're not going to have any map control still.
Look at the push on top lane. These familiars keep attacking with bonus 15 damage. Set damage too. Because it's the Dro Ranger upgrade. With the aura, she activated it. So these familiars are hitting with 25 damage every single hit. Now, Mans will at least find himself an Invis rune. So he's coming up. And also, you have Firefly coming out from Batrider. So it's difficult to go on him. But it's also now almost impossible for Funnick to try and come up top lane and defend this. Puppy is finally leeching in some experience as he pulls the creep wave down. But it's a 4-1 split. It's Slark on the bottom and it's 4 euros up on the top. Familiars are still hovering around. And with a Vorst here too, level 2 Gust, it's going to be almost impossible for NextKZ, especially with the Sentry Wars spotting out Mantas. They can't come in and fight here. If they fight underneath the tier 1 tower, they're just going to get zoned out. That's my concern. Even with 4 heroes, I'm still concerned for him. But then again, actually, Denny doesn't have a TP scroll. But NextKZ will give it up.
With that TP, they're going to be able to take tier 1 tower top unless Mantis really quickly rotates. But no, they're going to probably give up the tier 1 top for maybe the trade bottom. I mean, Slark has his Shadow Blade.
Vendetta hit on the courier. It's with his bottle.
Oh, nice.
Oh, Starcat was stalking Denny a long time. Meanwhile, up on top lane, Havos, it's just going to take, well, there we go, 3 arrows in total to do it. Starcat Spire Caps to keep him up. The Gust pushes him back. Havos attacking a little bit too early then, but he is still silenced up, so there's no follow-up stun. The tower will go down. And Slark TPing in, so they back up Havos, and the Familiars were in position for a stomp too. So the TP is wasted by Wadafaka. So the right time too, because he had his Shadow Blade coming in on the courier. If he TP'd out, then it would be more troublesome.
Well, I thought it'd be just a tier 1 for a tier 1, but Na'Vi got 2 kills instead of just a tier 1 for a tier 1. And they're going to get tier 1 middle. So I think maybe NextKZ coming up a little bit ahead. Do they have... they don't have a Batrider ulti for a while, so I don't think they can defend this. But they're not pressuring it yet.
Batraider's too busy farming up again. Working already towards his 4 stuff. And when Denny without a bottle, he's had to be so much more defensive with his mana in this mid lane. There's just no way that I think Na'Vi want to fight yet. They'll fight when the bottle is up and running in like 2 minutes time. And they can finally bring in the rest of the items. There's that live steal I was talking about for Vorst. It's the only way to keep this Drow Ranger alive and continuously farming without being susceptible to this Nyx Assassin gank. Because that's another one of those things. You want to have Drow Ranger half-life, Nyx can then solo him.
Kuroki.
He's got familiars. It'll be fine. Like, even if Slag tries to initiate on this one, it'll be very difficult to get the kill.
Puppey might not be. Puppey might die.
Yeah, Puppey's a different story. Puppey's a very different story. Melody can't do it. What a fucker using the Shadow Dance. Now Gus actually pushing him back so they'll see him. And then the double slows from both Grave Chill and the Meld to swipe through. Starcat's walked his way in, but the familiars, they're also here. They see the Viper on the high ground. Starcat gets us on over on a Vorst. Denny Spine Carapace, but the last two will go from Funnick as the Spine Carapace wears off. So Denny will pick up a double kill with that Meld hit to kill secure it. And they're looking at the others running away here. And now Funnick jumps in. He's been body blocked up. He's like, okay, someone is in front of me. He's 100% right, there is one. There's Viper inside the Invis rune, keeping that Batrider away from his teammates.
Well, playing a little bit too aggressive. I don't think Nick should have tried to do that stun there after the Slark had gotten picked off. But Dindy might be picked off here. He's got a Meld. Do they have sentries? No, they don't have sentries.
The one they have in middle lane is a little bit too far back. And Reeves has nothing on him. Vorst being ganked up in bottom lane though. Dark Pact with the leap in. That TP was never going to work to get him out of that. Especially with Starcat being the man to TP in to help. So Drow Ranger being solo picked off on the bottom lane. Trying just to overforce the tier 1 tower.
Well, now they're going to have more map control than Na'Vi. Now they got 2 towers. The question is it going to get denied? Yes. Nice play by Kuroki. There you go. Showing us how it's done.
You got familiars at the high damage point as well as himself. A little bit of micro and he's all good to go. Now what a fucker, Shadow Blade running up. The first stun from the familiars, a little bit off target. But then again, he can't know what a fuck is moving up like that. It was just to get the familiar a little bit more life points. Now he's got to drop the secondary one, which it will do so. It's on both Starcat as well as what a fucker. But underneath the tower, Starcat being flame break. They're trying to push him back in range. But Starcat stays inside of his Vendetta. Now the Blink Lasso. Dragging Man is in, but then VS for the swap. Instantly counters up Funnick. And Mans, he's going to try and force the issue. Runs in, Denny with the Meld hit. Familiars are back up again with high damage, and a Vorst also joins the fight. What a fucking Flame Break pushes him up the hill, and now he turns into Funnick. Essence Shift once. He's trying to reach him again. Blink Dagger. He just needs one more attack, and what a fuck, it's got this one. And he does. Back into middle lane. Reeves, Frostbite on Dendy. Mel's trying to protect him, but a Vorst just goes to town. They need more stuns. There's the Gus, forcing it back. Starcat, no stun available right now. He needs to get it off right now. The Familiar giving the extra DPS required. A Vorst, he gets stunned up by the Spike Carapace, but the Familiars keep going to work. Dendy, he's trying to reach Lucky. One Meld hit will attack. He needs a refraction charge, but 2 seconds on the sidelines. And what a fucker just comes in, takes the life points away. And a big streak also being removed. That's 3,000 gold left on this Slark at the end of that engagement.
Took the words right out of my mouth, Toad. 3,000 gold. He's going to be snowballing out of control. The only thing that I've seen that works against him so far is the Drow Silence, with a little bit of maybe the... basically just that. And unless I get that on him, they're doing really well. And he's almost as good a Puppey.
Under the tower, but he's got to be careful about these stuns.
The chooks.
Puppey's at least going to throw one extra Fisher out. And that's because he's going back to base. Look at Puppey's items, dude. I actually realized that we're also 16 minutes and haven't switched over to the net worth, but he's sitting at 1,200 net worth. Somehow he managed to afford a Soul Ring.
It's just the poor life. I mean, that's what happens when you're playing a 5 support Earthshaker.
Oh, Dendy. He's coming in. He's seeing couriers, but he doesn't see what a fucker who's hovering around here in the Invis runes. It's not even Shadow Blade, and he goes into the pit. This is like the worst time they could be attempting this because what a fucker, he's just going to watch the entire thing. They need sentry wards, they need detection. Kuro's in here, he's dropped one sentry ward, and I think they did see him enter the pit, but Wonderfuck has still got this invis room for at least another 10 seconds. Now, they're going in deeper. Now the Firefly, Lasso, they got Starcat. They're dragging him back in again. Now, Templar Assassin did get the Aegis Immortal, and Na'Vi got the last hit. And Wonderfucker revealed himself to do such a thing. Fissure will connect Kuro. He's so low inside the base that even VS, with a wave of terror, can get the kill. Of course, attacking from inside the Fissure. The Echo Slam from Puppey, anything they've got. Denny, the Mel Strike will follow him down. VS trying to save him with a swap. Now puts himself in a horrible position. Funny gets a double, and Avos will take a double. And the Aegis Immortal will be expended from Na'Vi, but they only lost Aegis and the Visage for that. They still got the last hit on Roshan, and now they'll force the tier 2 tower in middle lane.
Oh my goodness. Team wipe, Toby. Team wipe. Team wipe. I don't know. It was so close. The Slark almost got it, the Aegis there, but he didn't get it. And once they didn't get it, that was a team fight that looked like it was going to be lost. Because they're not meant to be fighting around that Roshan pit. They're just meant to be just like pick off heroes and, well, Funix Batrider saving the day, pickoffs after pickoffs, and, well, not much else to do. Now Dindy's got a Desolator, and they're just going to be doing a lot of DPS now.
Give him the Desolator. You have Yasha, Mask of Madness on a Vost, who continues to farm up towards that Mana style. The only thing Dendy doesn't have is the Blink Dagger, but even if they need to get him in, Funix got 4 staff, but he's got Blink and 4 staff over on Funnick. Kuro is building into an Aghanim Scepter, sitting just over 2,000 gold away from that. And with the Dro Aura buff up, which is at level 4 already, because that's a level 14 Dro Ranger, that's going to dish out a lot of DPS. And they're just looking to force bottom lane. Na'Vi, they want to take team fights, especially with the DD rune now in the hands of Templar Assassin. This is the point where NextKZ, like, I'd love to say they should go around and try and get pickoffs, but Na'Vi are grouped up as 5. There are no pickoffs to be had.
They have a lot of team fight control now. Now that Puppey's got some levels and some... Funnick has his 4 staff with his Blink, like you said. They just have too much control, especially with these familiars and their stuns. I don't know if you're right. I don't think they can fight 5v5 right now. At the same
time, I don't think they've got a choice. It's like they've got to fight underneath their tier 2 tower, which means they must hold. Like, they can't force themselves down past this line. They must basically fight within this box here. If that happens, then they're okay, because at least they have the tier 2 tower protecting them. As Na'Vi, like, Na'Vi's not going to back off from this. They know they have the power. They know they can force everything. All they basically need is a little bit more vision than what they've got. Do we have any gems or sentries? Dust? Nothing on Na'Vi. So they can't actually detect Wonderfucker. And Starcat's already put down the sentry ward themselves, so they know what they're up against. Downside is this Psionic Trap's going to be revealed in a moment, so they know the sentry ward's there.
And he has a gem now. Actually, they have a gem on Funnick now. It just got sent by the courier. So they were waiting on that. Now they're going to press the issue here. And Nyx Assassin doesn't have his Blink Dagger. They can't do anything yet. He needs it.
Fissure flies out. 2 to catch in, and also Starcat to lock out. And the tier 2 tower, it will be denied, which is actually quite surprising they succeeded in that. And now with the sentry ward down for the Dire side, the gem is still there. He comes out of his shadow, danced on a Valkyrie more. The Gust pushing Starcat back. Dark Pact as well trying to break free, and a wonderful Fissure from Puppey, locking 2 of them on the wrong side, and then Puppey comes in again! The Echo Slam! Have also picked up a double kill, make it a triple with a Viper caught in his back heels if he actually had them. And Funnick is chasing down Reeves. Deeper in towards the tower. The Gust will not reach him. But they'll come in. The CM throws the ulti down. Tries trying to get a kill on Funnick, but Avos has too much DPS. Grabs himself an ultra kill. And this will probably even be the tier 3 tower and maybe even Rex.
They should not have defended there, especially when Nyx doesn't have his Blink Dagger. They needed 100 more gold on that. Should have just backed off, let them have it, and just
They would have been fighting at the tier 3 tower then. Like, that'll be the only change there. And also,
that's way
Avos,
better.
by the way, you have your aura.
Bad.
You have your aura, Avos. Use it. Small thing. This is my little thing. Like Luminous gets annoyed when someone doesn't use a hand of Midas. I get annoyed when Precision Aura isn't actually triggered from Avos.
He doesn't need it. It's all him, man. It's not his team. Come on. But this fight down here, this is the worst place you can fight on the map, it feels like, for me. It's the worst choke point for the Radiant side, because you can just get grouped up too easily, and like you said, Puppey, great fidget and then great Echo Slam afterwards. And so, I don't know. It's getting out of hand pretty fast here this game, and not much they can do about it. Especially when Dindy's gonna have his BKB. I think he just got it.
Yeah,
yes.
It's on the courier.
So now they have nothing to stop him. It's not looking good.
No, it's not. It's like, what's the key arms you're searching from NextKZ to have?
He's gonna be gone.
Oh, they drag him. They got him. Mel, why?
That's 300. That's 450. That's 400 damage. Plus, you have to consider the meld strikes. That's 600 damage. Oh my. That looked painful to watch.
I'm just wondering what NextKZ even get from here. Like, you want an Aghanim Scepter on the Viper? That's not going to do you enough. The VS can't survive during these engagements. The Nyx Assassin does have his Blink Dagger at least. Poor Reeves, Tranquil Boots earned. VS will swap him in. This for the cause right now. Lucky is going to die, so at least he gives the negative aura over to the Dro Ranger. But I don't think they care at the moment. Like, there's pushing coming up from Mantis down the middle lane. He'll TP back when they reach the tier 3. In fact, they're not even going to wait for it. NextKZ says there is no more point to keep playing this game. 23 minutes in, 23 kills for Na'Vi. A nice little last jump in there from the Nyx Assassin to finish it in style. But that is going to be GG. Na'Vi go 2-0. They will take the victory. And their first game in the D2CL, they have themselves sitting with not a single loss.
Well played by them. I thought NextKZ had a good chance the first game to make something happen. Second game, I do feel like the Dyer's draft or Na'Vi's draft was better. So they didn't get enough done, especially with what like Slark and Nyx. They just didn't get enough done, I feel. Then they needed it, else they were going to get snowballed. So well played by Na'Vi.
Yeah, that Slark rotation never really came. So we're like, Shadow Blade, where is our Shadow Blade? But it never arrived in time. And Na'Vi, it was crazy to see how much levels they grabbed out of their own jungle and giving it, like, splitting it evenly between the Dro, the Bat, and the TA.
Yeah, Puppey was like level 1 for 5-6 minutes. I don't know, maybe not that. That's a little exaggeration. But it was for like 3, 4, 5 minutes. And they got a lot eventually going. So
Puppey definitely was the sacrifice tonight. I think we can say
he was the sacrifice.
He was the
Took one
sacrifice.
for the team.
Yeah. Well, peoples, we're going to wrap up tonight. That is all for this evening for the D2CL. Of course, you can check out the VODs at dailymotion.com/join Dota, and in 48 hours' time, you'll be able to catch the VODs from tonight over on youtube.com/join Dota. And of course, if you go over there, I believe we're actually releasing some from 2 days ago before. So always great content coming out on that YouTube channel. We've got more action as well. If you want to check it out, the ESL quarterfinals have begun. So PR is playing up against Roskis right now over on Join Dota Red. So please definitely head yourself over there. Dota Capitalist is casting that one. I believe with Zai, he's casting that one. So yeah, definitely check out that broadcast. It's a great one to check out. And we'll be back tomorrow morning, 7 a.m. CEST, where we'll have the ESL China kicking off, VG Gaming versus CIS, and Newbie going up against LGD. So huge matches coming up then. There's also, that's going to be going on for the next 3 days through both the quarterfinals and the semifinals. So check out jointer.com for all those details. And the D2CL returns every night this week at 18 CEST. Na'Vi versus Fnatic is what's going to kick us off tomorrow night, with also VP going up against MYM. So some fun games all around. You can check out d2cl.org for the schedule for that one too. So thanks for watching, people. Remember to follow my co-caster as well. I pronounce it Reboras, as it's probably the easiest way you can find him over on Twitter. But yeah, you can find him also. I put him in the title of this live stream, so you can find him from there. But definitely follow him on Twitter. He's casting a lot lately. It's been great to have him on. I think that's our wrap up. I think we're done.
Thanks, Toby.
Thanks for watching, people. We'll see you next time.
Yes.